Hey, beautiful souls, welcome back or welcome to The Hawk and I. My name is Lana Zielinski and I work in the spirit dimensions. And as always, please, in all my videos, just take what resonates and you're welcome to leave the rest right here. Working with spirit, one thing that I have learned is that I will always be learning. There is so much to learn working in the spirit world, and I really strongly feel that mediums and psychics and spiritual healers and leaders, spiritual advisors, religious figures and leaders, we don't know it all. We don't hold all the answers. And every single session, every single day, I'm learning something more and more about the spirit worlds. It's a profound, profound learning opportunity. I am sharing today with permission a session that I did that brought forward a lot of learning for all of us who were there. It was a small family session, an immediate family that booked to come and see me. And as they settled in, and as I got settled in to do some channeling, something profound happened. A semicircle of angels and guides and higher ascended masters and spirit animals formed around all of us. And in the center, standing in the center of that semicircle, was this man. And he was standing with his head down. And I was giving this family a description of who I was seeing. And they sat there silent, with tears rolling down their faces, but silent. And I felt a little bit of anger from this family. I felt some anger. And as I'm relaying to them what I'm seeing, I started to hear this voice. I started to hear somebody singing. And I knew it wasn't an angel. The angelics and the people who have passed have a very different vibration for me. They feel very different. And she came forward with so much validation as to who she was. She gave her name. She talked to her husband who was in the room, her parents, and her son. She also shared with me how she passed. She was shocked by the man who was standing in the semicircle. And they were unknown to one another. She was walking down a street and she was shot as part of a drive-by shooting and killed. And the man in the semicircle was killed a few weeks later in a drive-by. Now, the family that was sitting with me, they were angry. They were very angry. And at one point, one of them said to me, "We don't want to talk to him." But the lady in the spirit dimensions wanted to explain a few things to all of us. She explained to us that it was not her time, that her journey had been altered by somebody else's decisions. And that was a big, profound moment for a few people in the room, because they were under the understanding that whenever we die, it's got to be our time. And she corrected them. She said, "No, my journey was altered because of somebody else's choices." And the man in the center stepped forward. And as he stepped forward, the angelics brought out the most profound healing light. And it was shone over to the people in the room. The family in the room were receiving this healing light. And this man explained that his choices were not part of his journey. It wasn't what his soul contract was. And as I sat there processing this, I thought, this is interesting. And he explained that, yes, we do come here with choice and free will, 100%. Do we have things that we're supposed to learn and supposed to grow in our soul came here to do certain things. 100%. He explained that to them. However, he left that. He left those soul agreements. He left those lessons and decided to get involved in something that was very physical world and not spiritual world organized. The spirit dimensions did not organize a murder. He did. And he gave great detail that this was his complete mess up of his journey. And it affected somebody else. A lot to process. A lot to process. When the gentleman was finished speaking, he brought forward a big question to the family. And a big question the big question was, can your heart forgive? And the room became very uneasy. Fair enough. A lot of anger. She was a beautiful soul, a mother, a singer. And she was taken because of somebody else's choices. And then she came forward to speak. And she came forward and taught us what has taken place up in the spirit dimensions. The semicircle of angels and guides and higher ascended masters were involved in their two souls' journeys, in their journeys, in what happened, on how hers was cut short and how he was responsible for that. It had, though, as much as there was anger and as much as it felt like, he did something really dark. I mean, let's be honest, murder's pretty dark. It had been healed and it had been sorted, and it has still the process of making it right in the spirit dimensions. And, this whole experience kind of fascinated me because I think that, we do assume sometimes that everything has been mapped out. We do assume that. And these two souls were here to share with us that no, this was not mapped out. This was not the spirit world's intentions. This was not part of what they signed up for. The questions that this family brought forward were very interesting because they did manage to get themselves to a space of being able to ask, why did he make those choices? She was just out for a walk. Why did he make those choices? Physical world choices and spirit dimension, spirit world, and what the soul came here to learn, you can railroad off of it, was what he said. He explained to them that he railroaded off. He went right off the track. Now, I'm not saying that every single tragedy or every single murder is someone that went off the track. He was explaining his soul's journey. Are there some things that are mapped out for us? And are there some things that happen because of physical world choices? Yeah. It was a profound reading that brought such deeper understanding, but also brought some healing and the ultimate in forgiveness. Big one for that group that was sitting across from me. The archangels and the angels and the spirit guides and the spirit animals. I asked a question on why they were there. It was such a profound experience. They were there to hold the space and to anchor the room because, for a few reasons. they didn't think I was fully able to stay in that space of channeling such heavy stuff. So they came to help with that. They also came to help balance the energy between the living people and the people who have passed. It was incredibly profound experience. One that I made sure that I channeled and journaled. I journaled everything that was said that day because it was just extremely powerful to get that understanding. Not everything is set in stone from the spirit dimensions. The physical world can interrupt the journey. In this case, I do hope that you enjoyed what I shared today. And as always, I'm wishing you so much love, light, blessings, and a spirit guided day.